Holy cow, I think I'm going to make 3 weeks in a row on time. Today we're going to be talking about the Gamestop keyboards I did from last year and this year and see how they compare to each other. And it has nothing to do with how well they performed. Nothing. I promise. Intro! So, let's jump right into it. I'm going to show you the 2023 keyboard, show it lit up, show it, being typed on. Then we're going to jump into 2024, and I'll meet you after you guys see those. Okay, so for those of you who have been around since 2023 and stuck around during my hiatus, well, welcome back. I'm glad you stayed here. And you saw some things I did to this keyboard. Well, first off, none of it's hot swapped, so I had to solder everything. And second off, it came with a wire that was pre-attached. So I gave it its own Type-C connector. It's female Type-C, which is super fun to do. It's not. It has very clicky keys because I really liked clicky keys at the time. It's better keys than what it came with. These are Holocon Blues, or Royal Blues. They're really nice key switches if you really like tactile feel. I'm not a big fan of that anymore, mainly because it gets annoying over time depending on how you game type thing. It also has a screen printed Gamestop logo right there, and you can't get rid of it unless I guess you're really good with like isopropyl or something. I'm not really sure how to get that off. So I'm not a giant fan of that being there. And then it does have metal plate, like right in here. This is aluminum versus the 2024. It's all plastic. There's not a single piece of metal on here except for in the switches themselves. What I do like is all the switches are hot swappable, which is nice. And it actually has a volume wheel where the old one didn't. And the best benefit of all, it doesn't have a GameStop logo anywhere except for right down there. And so it literally can be your own keyboard. It's not screaming, I got this at a retailer type thing. It just seems like a cheap, good keyboard. I do not like the switches that it comes with initially, but it is hot swappable. So super easy to change it out versus they were already blues, so it was already clicky to begin with. So like if you didn't like the click, it's really difficult to get it to a silent, which is you have to unsolder every single one of the pins on, it's right around 78 switches. So 156 pins to unsolder. It would be a long day to get rid of, because it took me a while and I'm very used to soldering, and I don't have one of those automatic solder suckers because they're like $500, and absolutely not. I'll stick with solder wick and a regular soldering gun instead of spending that type of money because I'm not doing this for a living and I don't make money on the channel yet. So there's no way in heck I'm going to buy that for something like this. On the second note, I really do like they're both Type-C now. It wasn't cool that it came with a pre-wired wire, or it was micro. I'm not sure on the top of my head. Correct me in the comments below if it was micro or if it was straight wired. I do like the fact that the old one, the lights do shine a lot brighter, mainly because of the aluminum. It's bouncing off that metal and makes it really, really pop. where this one's all plastic, so it kind of has a more subtle light, but where it has more subtle lighting, it has lighting. This is all lights, and then right in there, you can kind of see that clear plastic in the middle. Those are lights as well. I really do like the fact that they had a different, like, subtle, like, immersion type lighting versus this guy's just straight lights just from the switches and nowhere else. And it really relies on the metal to give it that type of brightness, where this one just kind of like tries to hide it and make it kind of more, you know, atmospheric type thing. I do like the fact that if you wanted to update it just by lubing the switches, it does make it sound a lot better on this one, on the newer one, because just pulling them off and lubing them up, it'll take you probably like an afternoon versus taking a whole entire day to switch a whole entire set of key caps out, or key switches out, because of the fact that you have to unsolder and resolder everything. And and then you have to make sure that you're careful and don't, you know, nick any other parts and then make other switches not work. And then you have to go chase those solder bugs somewhere, and it just be a short, and it's going to be a hassle unless you know exactly what you're doing, which unfortunately I do, but I know a good chunk of the audience does not. I do like the fact that this does not look like a GameStop keyboard. I like the fact that they're both in the exact same budget. Like, these are both, I think together would be about 90 bucks. I think they're about $45 a piece at the time that I bought them. I get it that some people have commented since saying, I got it for $35. I'm like, yeah, that video was shot a year ago. And if I were making the purchase today and I saw both of these on the shelf, reach for this one every time. The hot swap alone is worth it. I get it, one's metal, but it's only a little bit metal. Everything else is plastic. Like, there's a little bit of metal. It's not like my glorious keyboard where everything is metal. Like literally every single ounce of this keyboard is metal. There's not a place where there's plastic anywhere. Like, that makes sense to reach for that type of metal, but if it's just a faceplate that's metal, it's not worth it. It does give it, like, a little bit more rigidity, where this guy kind of can flex. You can kind of see that, where this guy really doesn't flex that much, but just don't hit your things. And even then, if you hit it and break it, it's only 45 bucks. It's not a big deal. But if you break a certain switch or whatever, it's super easy to change out and replace it. It takes no time. I like the fact that they got rid of, like, a lot of things I didn't like in the old one. I like that they added the wheel. I like that they added the Type-C. I like that they added hot swaps. I like that they got rid of the GameStop logo right in your face. It is, for 45 bucks, they made a lot of improvements. I wonder if they're going to release another one next year. If they are, I probably will get it because it's cheap and it's an interesting, like, thing that everyone can grab, and I can kind of show you how to make it a little bit better than what it was before you got it. And that's what I like about this channel. Make things better from what you have to improve on it, and then not just try to replace with the newest thing. And I get it. It's weird being me saying that because I am that type of person, but I'm also the type of person that always fixes things and fixes things for others and getting things up and operational. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you have any ideas for a PC build and you need, you know, answers for what type of PC, or if you're looking at a builder, or you want to build it your own and you want a PC part list or something like that, feel free to put some questions like that in the comments. Those always help. And whichever one you like more. Do you like more of the kind of like off white and you can upgrade it, or you don't care if you can upgrade it and you just want full white with some metal? Let me know in the comments below. Well, that was it for me. I will be back next week. I should be talking about microphones, and I'll see you guys in that one. And you guys have a safe holidays, and peace. See you guys later.